Hey everybody, going to do a quick review today, real short. Today I'm going to talk about the VForce grill, another mask review. So this is the VForce grill right here. This is mine. It doesn't have a lens right now because I'm selling it actually, and I sold the lens separately. But this is the VForce grill. It's overall pretty nice mask. This is the highest end VForce mask. It's kind of a step up from the profilers, but in terms of its feel and its shape and everything, it's basically a lighter, leaner and meaner VForce Vantage. If you look, it's kind of reminiscent of the Vantage. It's nice and wide in the ears, so it's kind of like a VForce Vantage. Just go through it. Let's see. First, the lens, which again I don't have, but that's okay. The lens used to be kind of mediocre because they just had the anti-fog coating, but now they actually have true thermal lenses VForce is making, and you can get those for the same price as the older lenses, so that's really good, not going to fog. Field of view, as you can see, it's going to be nice and wide right here, so that's a good thing. Lens is good, and the lens removal and replacement system also very simply. So you get those clips right in there, you just push them, pop it out, and this piece slides, and then you could pop the lens right out. Very simple and easy, just like all of VForce's masks, so thumbs up for that one. Now let me show you the fit here. The fit is a pretty good protection. See around the ears, okay? Ears are good. Jawline around the chin, not so much. On the sides, pretty good though. Okay? So basically, on the chin, it's a little bit short because you see it doesn't come to a point or rounded like that. It's got that flat part, so the chin protection is a little rough when your mouth is open, but the jawline on either side is good. The ear protection is especially good. You can see this is nice and wide. Compare that to the i4s that are like tiny on the ears and your earlobe is sticking out, so that's really nice. Along the forehead, I didn't show you this while it was on, if you use the visor that comes with it, the forehead protection is pretty good. It's somewhere between the visor and the forehead guard on either an event or an avatar, but it's not quite as good as the forehead guard on a Vantage, and it's not as good as the visor on a profiler, for instance. But it's still pretty good. If you don't use the visor, if you decide to go without that, then you really ought to have a headband on or something because it dips. You can see where the mask dips right in there. I don't know if you can see that, but it dips, so it comes down in the middle, and it gives it this cool, mean look, but you can get hit right in square in the middle of the forehead because there's nothing there, whereas on either side it's a little bit higher. So that's something to look out for. The bottom is pretty flexible. You can see there, it's, it's rubbery, but not so much as like a ProFlex, for instance, so for the most part you're not going to get smacked in the mouth with your mask, but it's soft enough. Another thing is it allows you to project sound pretty well. It doesn't really stop you there. That's no problem. The foam is very comfortable, so you get the foam right there, and this mask has a really cool feature that this whole frame with the foam can actually just pop right out for very easy foam replacement, which is always something, in my experience with VForce masks, the foam doesn't last all that long, so that's a nice feature. I mean, a better solution, I guess, would have been to make it so that the adhesive on the foam really does last a longer time, but it is what it is, and this solution was pretty good. The strap is your standard VForce strap with the little jelly-like bits in there to keep it from slipping. That's all good. It's nice and light. Like I said, it's basically a lighter version of the Vantage, and it really is a lot lighter than the Vantage. For all its benefits, the Vantage is pretty heavy. This is a nice and light version. That's really it. Here's an interesting problem I've had with it, and I don't know if this is probably unique to me because I got kind of a big nose here. If you have a big nose though, watch out, because in my experience, when I have this seated correctly with the foam, nice and uniformly around my eyes, my nose, the tip of my nose, is actually pressed up against the inside of the nose right here. There's not a lot of room in there. So that's kind of weird, and that's never happened to me in any other mask before. When I've tried on the Sly Profits, my chin hits the bottom, but I've never had my nose hit a mask except for this. So that's why I'm not keeping these, because it's kind of a weird fit there, and while it's never happened to me, I'm afraid that if I was to get hit right in the nose, that would be, possibly a bloody nose or something. So I really don't want that to happen. It's kind of a nitpicky thing, but it's a weird, odd thing to have happen in a mask that it doesn't fit because your nose doesn't fit in it. But that's why I don't particularly care for this mask, and even in the VForce line, I prefer the profilers or the Vantage more. But other than that, this is a really good mask. It's light, it comes with good lenses, it looks really cool, it's got the nice rubber for bounces, but it's still solid enough to offer good protection. Just for me, and for I guess other people with somewhat large noses, you might have a little trouble fitting into the front of the mask. But other than that, pretty solid product, especially now that VForce, major props to them, especially now that they've come out with the thermal lenses, there's no real reason not to go for a VForce mask, whether it's this one or the Profiler or the Vantage. They're all pretty excellent now that you have the thermal lens. So that's it for the VForce grill review. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.